So this is my D&E for Module 1, and our first question is going to be a part-part whole and a compare problem. We're going to start out with this word problem though. Together, Taylor and Haley run 146 yards. Taylor ran 52 more yards than Haley ran. How much farther did Taylor run? Okay, so for our part-part whole, we're going to start out with our whole, which is 146 yards. Shown on a number line. And we will show Taylor's part first. So this is Taylor for part 1. And then this is Haley for part 2. And this is the 52 more yards that Taylor ran than Haley. Okay, so this is for our part-part whole. Just showing that Taylor ran a part, Haley ran a part, and this is the total of 146 yards, and then the 52 yards more that Taylor ran than Haley. So then from this, we're going to move on to our compare problem, which will help us solve it. So whenever we do our compare problem, we will start with Taylor's distance. And so this is Taylor. And then we will move on. And this, oops. And then from Taylor's distance, we will add the 52 extra yards that Taylor ran than Haley. And then have Haley's yards. And so both of these together will equal the 146 yards. But you're comparing Taylor's yardage to Haley's yardage. And the 42 is the miles that Taylor ran more than Haley. So in this, you'll have your full 146, and then Taylor's part, and your block, the 52, and Haley's block. Okay. So after that, we are going to go on to demonstrating how you would use this with substitution. So again, you're going to start out with your 146 yards equal to Taylor's distance plus Haley's distance. That'll give you your total. So Taylor and Haley equal 146 yards. So for substitution, you will use Haley's yards plus the 52 yards more that Taylor ran, and that will give you Taylor's yards. So whenever you are trying to solve for the 146, you will plug in this equation for t, because this equation equals t. So you'll put 146 equals h plus 52 plus h. So you're just plugging this equation in for this right here, and it'll give you this. So then after that, you will take away 52 from this side and take away 52 from the other side. So that'll give you 0 on the right side, and it'll give you, you'll subtract 6 from 2, which will give you 4, and then 4 cannot go into 5, and so you have to regroup. So you will borrow from the hundreds place, which will give you 0 here and give you 14 here, because 100 equals 10 tens, which will give you 14. So then you subtract your 14 from your 5, which will give you 9. So then your new equation is 94 equals 2h, because you have 2 h's. Okay, so now you want to get h by itself, so you have to divide by 2, and those will cancel out, and then 94 divided by 2 is 4, which will give you 8, and then 9 minus 8 is 1, and bring down your 4, and then 7 can go, and I'll give you 14, which is 0. So h equals 47. Okay, and then to get your t, you will do the 47 plus your 52 yards equals, here, we'll do it this way, 47 plus the 52 yards more that Taylor ran than Haley. So these are Haley's yards, and you're adding the 52 more that Taylor ran to get Taylor's yards. Will be 99. So that equals Taylor's yards. So the whole problem will look like 146 yards equals to the 99 for Taylor plus the 47 for Haley. And that is how you would teach it for substitution. You could teach this lesson to a 6th grade math class who is trying to learn the difference between a compare problem and a part-whole problem. When you're teaching a compare problem, you always want to emphasize that you will have one set that is larger and one set that is smaller, so you'll be able to compare the two sizes of them. And also, whenever you're teaching a part-whole, that nothing ever changes in the part-whole. You just have 2 parts and the whole. And most of the time you won't be given all the pieces of it. You'll either be given the whole, or the 2 parts, or a whole in one of the parts. So whenever you are teaching a part-whole, you want to emphasize that there is no change in it, along with in the compare problem. Because in a join and a separate problem, there's always a change that is occurring in the problem, which is what makes it a join and a separate problem. So that is it for my D&E for Module 1. We had 2 different sequences with the part-whole and the compare, and then we had 2 unknowns, which would be Taylor's distance and Haley's distance, along with a 2-digit number, which is the 52 more, and then a 3-digit number, which is the 146 yards in total that they ran, plus regrouping down here whenever you were subtracting to find Haley's yards.